I love running out in the street because I hate the treadmill. You have to keep staying on the treadmill. Well, okay, so slow down for a second. And you keep running on the treadmill, and it's indoors. I hate it. Like, outside, the birds are chirping. They got the nice houses where I run. You know, I run into Roseanne Barr and Larry King, and I'm having fun, and little old ladies are passing me, and I think about things. Look, yeah, I give you the sense of the mind of Cenk Uygur. The terrible, terrible mind of Cenk Uygur. The absurd part is, I go into Crazyland, and I start thinking, what would I do if I went back, if I was magically, zoomed back into when I was 15 years old, like on my 15th birthday. I was like, oh. And 2 days ago, I was doing this, and I was like, oh, I wouldn't run track. I ran track in 9th grade when I was 15. Track. You seeing me? Track? Yeah, I told this story before. I used to run the 400. Came in dead last every single time, except one magical time, I came in second to last. Okay. They should have taken a picture and I should have framed it. Because it's stupid. All right? It's dumb for me to do. And what I should have done instead, and in my fantasy, I was like, I should have gone play baseball. I might not be any good at baseball, but at least I should have tried. And in a previous daydream, I was thinking, instead of wrestling, who wrestles, right? That I should have went out for the basketball team. I'm not tall, but I'm a pretty good shooter. And if I played more and I practiced more, I might have been a decent, shooting guard, right? Ben Mankiewicz was legendary point guard or whatever he was on his prep-ass team, right? So if Ben could do it, why not me? And I think I would have been so much more confident, and I would have talked to the honey so much better. And that part is true. Like, I don't know what I would have done in basketball and baseball. Probably nothing. Okay, I definitely would have been better at football because I would have been more confident. I'm positive of that, right? And I'm positive I would have done better with girls. Because I was like, back then, I had the immigrant hair. It wasn't combed back. It was like to the side and like almost combed down, like. And I had the Guido stash, like I'm so proud I grew out a stash. Oh, man, I should show you the pictures. I have them back at home. Oh, made of cheese. I mean, put me in Wisconsin, and roll me out of factory, okay? Anyway, and I was so scared of the girls. I was like, oh, hi, Debbie, how you doing? Oh, I should have said something, but I didn't. I had a clever line, but I just, okay. Now I'd be like, oh, come on. Come to Papa. Come to Papa. Okay. Because it turns out I do have good lines. It turns out all those lines I had in my head, they probably would have worked if I had the balls to say them. But I didn't have the balls to say them. And right now, if I went back, I'd be relaxed and I'd be like, Debbie Kirshner, let's get real. She was the hottest girl in school. Like, Debbie Kirshner, let's get real. Okay, is it Friday or Saturday? What's happening? I'm not having a conversation about that. I'm not having a conversation about whether it's Chili's or whether it's, Red Lobster. Where are we going? But let's make this thing happen because you know it and I know it. I see you looking at me. I see it, right? Okay. At first, since they're girls and they were in junior high or high school, they'd be thrown by it. Not girls, but we're all silly little junior high school girls and guys. We'd be like, oh my God, did you hear what Cenk said? Oh, he's crazy. And then eventually they'd be like, Cenk's crazy. I'm like, oh shit, watch out for that dude. I'm like, yeah, watch out for him. It's too easy. Drill sergeant, way too easy. What did I do? I should have been so much more confident. Every guy in the world believes this. Okay, every single guy thinks, if I knew then what I know now, I would have never voted to invade Iraq. And I definitely would have gotten the cute girls. But all right, JR, do you think that I would have actually done better? Or am I thinking like every other guy in the whole world? And actually, if you put me back there, I would have been still mediocre. I know all the tricks, man. I know all the ropes. Figure 4 leg lock. But it's too late now. It's too late.
This is where you get fathers that are like, oh, I got to have a son because I'm going to tell him, I'm going to teach him what.
Totally.
And fathers are probably like, man, when he hits 9th grade, it's all over. It's easy. I mean, I have it. It's all right here.
No. I'm going to do a DVD for you guys. I am, but I'm going to sell it because we still need the money. Okay, and the DVD is my advice to my 15-year-old son, and in this my case nephew, whatever it is. Right? I'm going to lay it out. What you do with girls, what you do with in other parts of your life, and you need to just give that over, man, and so people understand. Because why do we all have to suffer through the same fate? Why can't we just get like I know it. I need to go and tell the kids at 15 so they don't screw it up. But you know what? That could also backfire because then you put pressure, and you think, okay, you got to do all the things I didn't do. And that's, bad parenting 101. Let me live through you. And then if he doesn't do it right or she doesn't act in the ways that you want, then you start ripping your hair out. Why aren't you doing that? Because they're not you. They're somebody else, And they got their own lives, and they got their own issues and stuff like that, and they have their own dreams and aspirations, etc. And it's a bad way to go to try to live through your kids, but at the same time, it's 100% perfectly human and normal, and that's why so many parents do it.